Board Talk here in Roswell. Dude, this is how we make more systems. We just get the stud together with the Philly here. We just like, leave them alone for a little bit. And then 9 months later, we got 20.
More?
Yeah.
That would be a Meepo backfire?
This is our breeding program. Right now we're trying to breed a Meepo with a backfire. I think it's going to be pretty good.
That would make like
I think the kids are going to be pretty gnarly.
Backfire hurricane?
Yeah.
The back hurricane? Hurrifire?
Ooh, Hurrifire.
That kind of sounds good, actually.
That sounds good. Hurrifire.
I want to say about 5 months ago, was it 5 months ago we did that video?
The EastGateCon video. Yeah,
I want to say 5 or 6 months ago.
I think it's like 5 months-ish.
We made a video showing off the systems, and
Bing.
right now I believe that video is around 62,000 views.
It is. It's getting close to 63, dude.
60. It's so close.
Last time I checked, it was like nearly 62,500. Nearly. It might be over that now.
It definitely probably is. That video just keeps gaining traction.
It does.
But in that video, there was a lot of comments either criticizing the system or asking random questions. And instead of just letting you assume or have to look more into it. I mean, you should do that anyways, but I thought I'd have David, who created the system, have him directly respond to your criticisms. So I'll hand the mic over to you.
Sweet, dude.
Let me read off the first. So these are comments I got off. So the first one, someone said, seems like a potential weak point would be the wires getting damaged with all the movement and suspension, ?
So far, so good. So I think it's going to be a factor on how long the wire harness is and the type of wire harness as far as the coupling mechanism, right? So all the boards that I've ridden personally and that the other boards that haven't, dude, did you see the tires? Sorry.
Whoa.
It's freaking cool.
I wanted that on my feed.
Dude's tires are all LED'd out and they're shiny. So anyway, to answer this question about the wires and potential like compromising of the wires, because the motors are like getting all jiggy and they're moving up and down with the system. So far, so good. Now, I have to also give some specifics on that testing, so to speak, right, with the systems and the wires, because one of our riders has ridden over 1,000 miles. Yeah, it's a lot. That's
no wire issues, I'm sure.
No wire issues. Yeah, for sure. I haven't had any wire issues. No one I know has ever had any wire issues.
We went through some pretty rough stuff, and like the wires.
Oh my god, dude, the stuff I've been riding, that's never an issue. Now there are some other issues, but not with the system. But we don't need to get into that. The system has proven to be very resilient. Like abuse, it's intentionally been abused. Yeah. So wire's good to go. And
wires usually aren't loose enough to be like flying around.
Right, that's the thing. There's already sort of baked into these boards because of the way they pivot, because of the way they turn. There's ample enough. There's enough wire, really, for it to go through movement because you're carving, et cetera, et cetera. Now we are introducing more movement with the system, but it's not excessive.
So I saw that comment initially and I didn't even think anything of it because I know wires are usually pretty compact. Usually boards come stock with a wire harness. I'm pretty sure they should always come stock with some sort of wire harness.
Yeah, and they have excessive wire in the system, right? So it's usually draped and looped, and it's usually secured by some kind of connector or something that's coupled together with the screws on the base plate, right? To just keep it there.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, we haven't had an issue.
It's not going to
with it being too taut or being pinched or anything like that.
So someone says, but can it go over stones, pebbles on rough footpaths without suddenly throwing you off?
Dude, so oh my god. So I'm guessing that is pretty much a focus on the trick stick. Without throwing you off, maybe not. Maybe they're thinking that the system is going to actually be like a trampoline and like just excessively be more out of control, but that's the opposite of what happens. It's actually the performance value for this system is such that the tires remain in contact without all of that force being transferred through the mechanical system to the deck, to your leg. You are in better control of your board because it's a sprung suspension system. It's just a proven technology in all kinds of vehicles. The thing that most people are familiar with is cars and trucks. I'm not using a coilover, but it's still a sprung suspension system. So yeah, that box is checked. I mean, it's even better. It's really an off-road machine. Like that's where the system really is proven. Now, as far as the trick stick, maybe I'll get ahead of myself, but I know one of your comments also mentioned that the trick stick could trap you and keep you on the board and be a detractor, right? So yes, of course, there's potential whenever you're introducing some kind of system that keeps you intact or keeps you secured in any manner. In this case, it's kind of a binding, or even like a snowboard, right? It's got a binding. You wipe out, your foot's staying there on the board. It's not like a ski. It's stuck to you.
It's not like you invented bindings.
No, I
Bindings
didn't
have
invent
always
bindings.
existed. That's always been an issue with
Right.
bindings. It's just something you have to accept if you choose to use bindings.
Right, and here's the cool thing that I found out through lots of miles on trails. You can escape, so to speak. You can pull your feet out of that thing so quick.
Because it's a hook. It's not like a full.
Right,
strap
it's
over.
not, you're not strapped into it. Actually, the profile is pretty good. You can control bunny hop, and you'll be seeing all kinds of videos where you can control your board and do cool jumps, drops, bunny hops. But I know we probably have on video too, times where we miscalculate, there's pilot error, and we're escaping off of this board. I can pop off of that board pretty darn quick. And I'm not the best rider, right? I'm not. But I haven't had trouble escaping the system. So I think it's pretty good. And I haven't, even when I can't sometimes, there's been a few times where I haven't been stuck to the trick stick, right? But my foot kind of remains there and I'll fall, but I haven't broken anything. I haven't gotten a sprained ankle. It's actually pretty friendly.
It's not as bad as you think.
It's not. It's scary at first. And I think that's a factor of just not having bindings or not riding bindings on a board. And it's just a new animal, right? Like anything, you should proceed with caution. There is a learning curve. There is a new skill set to be learned, so to speak. Not only controlling the board and bunny hopping, but also escaping from it. Yeah, you kind of learn, and then it becomes a reflex. Like it actually doesn't freak me out at all to actually be engaged with them as a half binding over your foot, even when I'm pushing the limit of my ability.
I feel like 85% of the time you're going to escape just fine. You're going to bail just fine.
Yes, I totally agree.
15% of the time you might be unlucky, but
Right.
that's just something you accept when you use bindings.
Right, exactly. Because the benefit is you have so much more available to you three-dimensionally. Now you can jump, you can bunny hop,
It's so much more fun to carve.
You can carve, you can drift like you, because it's a contact point for your hand and foot, like simultaneously while you're doing kick-ass like drifting stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And then
I think it's cool.
I love it. I thought I would be skeptical about it, but I'm kind of.
I actually was at first, but I know. Well, I do.
I think you indirectly responded to the next comment.
Yeah, because actually, dude, I have poured over these comments so often because I'm looking to see what people are thinking. And I understand, like, these things are logical. I won't fault anyone for having these perspectives, right? Because they haven't ridden the systems. I get it. These are thoughts that crossed my head while I was inventing them. And then when I physically had them in my hand, they were prototypes and we were doing physical proof of concept. Not only like, okay, these things work mechanically and functionally, but how do they work with a rider? How do they comport with the board and the new things that we're gonna apply to actual behavior of a board and advantages to the board with new tricks? And they're great, I think.
I just wait
I'm
till
having
people
fun.
get their hands on it.
Yeah,
Too.
hands and feet.
Let me see. This one's kind of a complicated one. I don't even know if you could really answer that. That might just be
Let's
more of
try
a
it.
statement.
Oh.
So someone said, damn, 40 millimeters of travel. I only have 65 on my scooter, and it's at a 50 degree angle, so it's more like 30 millimeters of travel. That's probably just a statement. Just surprise.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's like a compliment of sorts.
Yeah, that does sound like a
Yeah, cool. Yeah, 40 millimeters of travel.
Okay,
Bam.
This one is very subjective.
Okay.
So this person said, and I saw some that were kind of like this, but this one is most direct about it. It says, sorry to say, but I don't think it's practical.
Maybe it isn't for some people. I'll tell you where it is practical, and again, this is proven. This might be my opinion, but it's a very informed opinion, and I'm not the only one. So to also preface this whole thing, there are so many people that we have indeed given the systems to. Now you're one of them, Jack, right? So that's the disclaimer, right? No one's paid for these yet. So they did get them for free, so it's free product. However, the people that we've had riding them and testing them, I think are very sincere, yourself included, and they're giving me honest feedback. So as far as it being a worthy and valuable product, I know it is for myself. I'm 99.9% sure that everyone that's telling me it is telling me truthfully, so therefore that comports with its value. And the follow-up to that is its true value is all about, or mostly, off-roading. So if you're a street rider and you just want to go fast, you want urethanes, this honestly is probably not going to add a lot of value to your board, and it might even be a detraction, meaning that if you're into super fast stooge board type racing, this is not for you. This is not what it's meant for. But what it is meant for is off-road trail riding. It's also really good if you want to do urban assault stuff. So I know Jack's gonna have videos, other people have videos, and you want to freaking launch off a curb, you want to launch over a curb, you want to launch over another board, you want to do wheelies. Dude, people aren't doing that on boards because you don't have the control point for the trick stick. And then you don't have the ability to actually bounce and preload and have a spring assist system like you would on just a full squish mountain bike, right? Like you can preload it, you can bunny hop,
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So there's value. I mean,
the way you explained is perfect because nothing's ever going to be for everyone.
No.
This is if you're a
Right.
racer, if you like to go fast, if you drift. I mean, you can still drift this, but
For sure.
It's probably not going to be for you if you're all about speed. But I tried out off-roading, like actual off-roading, and it is so much fun that it's like something I'm going to do more. And like if you off-road, a lot of people just go on trails and think it's off-roading, but if you like truly want to off-road, you don't actually know what it's like till you try this system. Maybe you sort of know if you have like a Baja board or like a Propel, but
yeah, I would say those boards, obviously, they're kind of the same sort of animal baked in. Ours has a lot of unique features. I think there are some benefits to our performance value, off-trail, off-road, in the real sense, like you said, more than just a groom trail, but even groom trails are fun because you got this preload springy, bouncy component with the trick sticks. They're kind of a binding, so you have more airtime available to you as a performance characteristic for your board. But yes, it's not for everyone, right? I mean, again, it's personal preference and riding style. But there is an absolute benefit. There is performance value. I think that would be the best way for me to state it with these systems. But it depends on the medium, meaning, are you into trail riding? Are you into urban assault? Do you want to bunny hop over curbs? Do you want to launch off verticals that are a foot, 2 feet? Right? I mean, something where you're really doing a drop where the shock absorption system is going to help you out. But not only that, you can control the launch because now you have a control point with your foot. Of course, you can get a binding. You could get a mountain board and you could perform the same functions, but this isn't for a mountain board. These systems are to adapt to a longboard profile with that type of deck and make them just a different monster. An off-road monster or urban assault fun. I mean, even if you're into kind of cruising, it will make your ride more comfortable too.
It's like
I have
cloud.
to say that,
You're
right?
definitely riding a cloud.
You got rough streets and you don't want to go crazy, or maybe you don't even want to go off-roading. I would argue that if you have rough streets or you're in town where it's like full of potholes, or maybe you have the occasional like compacted dirt sort of driveway, this system will benefit you.
I already got an answer from you privately about this one, but
Okay.
just so others know, someone said, if it works with gear drive and comes with mud guards, I'm sold.
The future. Believe me, the gear drive thing is not, it's not something I haven't considered. There's a lot of heavy lifting mechanically in order for me to, I'm basically going to have to create a gear drive system, a proprietary system. That's the one detractor.
The whole back truck, almost.
One that will be, made for my system, sold with a system, our own gear drive. I can't really make a system that's necessarily compatible with existing gear drives like Omni eSkate out there. But look for it in 2024, late 2024. That's when I'm thinking I'm going to get on task with that and then engineer something. I mean, I'm not promising, but I'm saying, like, that's the time frame. So
That's what I'm looking
mud guards? I don't know. Like,
I don't know what he meant by mud guards.
well,
Like,
so mud guards come with X-Way. I know Backfire makes mud guards.
it's like fenders.
Yeah, you can make a fender. I'm not actually going to make fenders. That would be pretty easy. I don't know. I get that some people like the fenders, but I probably won't make them, to be honest.
It might be a waste of your time.
I think so. I don't think most people like them, and that's the thing. The business analysis for me is what return am I going to get out of making a fender? Some people are going to love them, and that would be cool, but I have to approach it from the standpoint of manufacturing and investment and margins, right? Like if I would probably have to make a certain amount of fenders to make it affordable for me, and it's profitable, right? Exactly.
Might not.
I don't think I'd sell a lot.
Yeah.
So
I got
no.
fenders for the Atlas, and I
Yeah.
don't even use them.
Right, most people don't.
I used it for a little bit, and then I ditched it.
I started with my backfire and then I took them off because I was like, I don't ride in water. You shouldn't. And that's really the only benefit, or mud.
Mine kept getting loose, and it was just annoying
Yeah,
after a while.
exactly.
And instead of retightening, I just took it off.
I don't ride in mud or water, so
So, this last one, we already talked about this one privately, but just in case anyone has the same thoughts.
You got it.
In the initial video, you said, and quote, you could do wheelies with this. And someone criticized you saying,
They did.
Why is a skateboard person calling a manual a wheelie? That seems sus. I do
Right.
all kinds of tricks, and I never use the right name.
Look at James' video. James from M Boards. Yeah, he freaking rides a wheelie with my system for like 40 feet
I
on
did
the
see that.
endurance. I don't know if they. Oh, I think he does have that actually on his video. So he did a review video for us very early on, before he had 1,000+ miles on it, and he, dude. So I would direct this person to that video. It's Skate Concentrate. Sorry, I didn't mean to plug it.
No, you're good.
It's James. Yeah,
It's
so
James. I love James.
proof, dude. Proof positive. He rides a damn wheelie. I'm just too scared to try.
I think the criticism they were making is
The language is wrong.
they're saying, should I trust a skateboard manufacturer if they're not even using the right terms? And like my response would be like, I do all kinds of tricks and I never use the right terms. And I feel like if you're more
Right.
concerned with the terms, you probably can't even do that.
But here's the thing. I think it's accurate, and this is why. Because it's powered. Like if he's doing a manual, right? Like I know traditional skateboarding, it's a manual. It is in mountain biking. I totally get it. I can do a manual.
A manual's more balance based. A
It
wheelie is more
is.
power based.
Right, exactly. So if you wheelie on a mountain bike or any bike and you're pedaling, you're wheeling.
Yeah.
If you're not pedaling and you're just balancing it, it's not a power assist, but you're basically still in a wheelie profile. The front's off the thing and you're just going. That's called a manual. So maybe, and it is in skateboarding. I know it is.
Oh, that is very
But this
arguable
is
then.
different with e-skate. You're doing a wheelie because it's not a manual. It's a power. You actually have the motors engaged, so you're powering through a wheelie. It's really a wheelie.
I didn't even think about that.
It's a freaking wheelie. Sorry, it's a wheelie.
I didn't think about that.
It's a freaking legit wheelie, dude.
Wheelie or manual? I wonder.
He freaking powers into it with the motors and sustains it and accelerates.
A wheelie is
It's
just
a freaking wheelie.
Wheelie is just coasting and maintaining balance.
That's a manual.
Manual. Manual
That's a
is
manual.
just coasting and maintaining
Yes.
balance. Wheelie is power assisted.
Yes, exactly. You're either pedaling or you have a motor.
Mhm.
For real.
That's very arguable. What do you think, Hunter? I think that was it, because that's all the ones I've listed. I think that's the one you found.
Yeah, I
Honestly,
found
a
them
lot of the
all.
comments were
Those are exactly the ones.
because the title was "This changes everything about e-skate."
Right.
Some comments were simply just like, "No, it doesn't," which falls into they don't think it's practical.
Maybe it
or
doesn't for
whatever.
them.
Yeah, it's kind of closed.
I know it's a bold statement,
It is.
but however, I appreciate it. I
Yeah.
think, why not be bold? That's where innovation is, right? You're pushing the limits of what... Dude,
Oh no!
he wants this.
Oh no, Hunter, your ankle.
Dude, you didn't even flinch. He's a beast.
That's cameraman.
Safety.
Should we call it a night, maybe?
Yeah, I think, no, that's good, man. Thank you very much.
Deuces.